Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Gates weekly recap for week 41 of the best soap opera on television, Beyond the Gates. A lot going on. I guess we could start off with the terrible news at the end of the show that Anita's biopsy came back and she does have cancer. So, moving forward, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of emotional storylines now for the next, I don't know how this will go, just like in, real life, you just don't know how cancer, the diagnosis will end up. Hopefully Anita survives it. She's the main character on this show, and for her to be diagnosed with cancer at the end is sad. And I hope that she doesn't, I hope she can beat it. Tamara Toomey does an amazing job as Anita. It would be a shame if she left the show. But I thought that it was cool that she called the Articulates to spend time with her when she was nervous, so that was really good. We got the Sharon Vernon thing going on, and I don't think Vernon's having an affair with Sharon. I have a feeling that something's going on musical. And like she's helping Vernon learn how to sing or something like that. I just have this feeling that that's what it is. And that's why he's been spending time with her. And, so I think that's what that is. I don't think they're going to have Vernon having an affair, cheating on Anita when they're diagnosing Anita with cancer at the same time. Some soap operas and some characters, this would be, that would be a storyline that could, but I just don't think in this case. They are the centerpiece of this show. I think it would be a huge mistake by the writers and the producers if they were to say that Vernon was having an affair. I just think it'd be a terrible mistake. So that happened right at the end today. Right before that, by the way, Leslie has been treating Shanice like a total bitch. But of course, Leslie's going to treat Shanice even worse when she finds out that Shanice and Ted are seeing each other. Oh. If Shanice thinks Leslie / Dana's been treating her bad now, wait until she finds out that they're seeing each other. Oh, she's going to have a stroke then. She's going to go ballistic. So, but, and then Dana tries to tell Ted at the end that Vernon and Sharon are having an affair, and he basically just laughed at her. But I think that, the producers want you to think that's what's happening too. I'm going to be so pissed off if he is. I got to admit it, I am. But yeah, that's Dana just causing trouble. I think she brings all this bad negative energy and makes Peaches worse. Peaches is battling for her life. And Dana comes and brings all this negative energy into her hospital room. It's just ridiculous. But, Anita finding out right at the end from the doctor. moving forward, there's that. The preview showed that, she's going to tell Vernon. I'll tell you, as for Vernon, I really enjoyed the interaction between Vernon and Andre. That they're welcoming Andre to the family now, which is good, because at first it was, they wanted Danny just to toss him aside and that be it. So I think that this is a good thing. That Vernon is spending time with Andre, and Andre's got to talk about his parents with Anita the other day, and then Vernon. But Vernon and Sharon's secret, from what I understand, will be revealed next week. So it's going to be interesting to see what it is. And it better not be anything negative. I hope not. But Nicole, she went on a picnic lunch date with Carlton. Carlton's boring, by the way. He's just really boring. And I don't know what this Kyle guy, I don't know what the producers are thinking here. But Carlton's boring. Of course, Nicole isn't exactly exciting. She's not. So I don't think that, they could put her with Carlton and it could be just two boring people. What happens usually is boring soap opera couples get written off. Nicole is one of the first, the first cast member seen when the show came on. But I still don't think that she's just boring. She's not exciting. She's just a character. She's a character that the show, if she left tomorrow, the show would be fine. It's just not an exciting character. Not everybody can be exciting. I mean, obviously we know, Danny's exciting. The character's a good character. Nicole is just boring. So Haley, as for Haley and Bill, I thought it was kind of interesting. This woman showed up in town, and she went to Bill's law office to get some legal advice. She needs to be represented. She's being, I think she was charged with fraud. And Bill, Bill's going to represent her. I think he's actually going to have Tomas represent her. But the thing is that it sounds like, well, it doesn't sound like, it's the truth, that her and Haley and Haley's cousin worked together on cons in the past. So it's going to be interesting if this woman exposes Haley for what she is. It just adds another dynamic to this whole thing. But let's face it, Haley's evil. She's evil. It's going to be interesting what happens. And how will Haley get caught? Will Haley get caught because of this woman? Will Haley get caught because she's not smart enough to finish the plan? How will Haley get caught? She's going to get caught. It's just a matter of time. Or will she get out of it? Will she get out of it? On soap operas, person can commit some pretty bad crimes and still stay on the show and not get prosecuted. And I could see that happening with Haley. But it'll be interesting with her new, her old sidekick. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Her old sidekick showing up in town. So that's something new that we're going to see what's going on here. But Bill kind of gave, Tomas a promotion. He wants him to defend her. He wants Tomas to take the case. It'll be, it's a promotion for Tomas. Tomas has worked hard for this. Tomas was in the military, then went to college. He is a bright light in his family, Tomas. No one in his family had ever gotten to the point that Tomas has gotten with success like he has. So, what does Kat want? She wants him to quit. She doesn't want him to work for Bill. She wants him to open his own place. Well, as Tomas told her, flat out, no. Working with Bill is the best place for him right now, and he wants to make his family proud. Kat doesn't understand that because Kat only thinks about Kat. I hope one of these days Tomas wakes up and she's gone. He just says, yeah, I'm done with you. You know, I'm sick of, she's just so arrogant and she just thinks she's the only person that matters in this whole. And so I hope Tomas understands that at some point. But that's what we got there with them. Fortunately, we didn't see Kat a lot this week. And for me, that's good because Kat's annoying. Kat has replaced Ashley as the most annoying character on the show. I would have to say Leslie is second right now. Ashley would still be third. We'll still have put Ashley third. We're not going to move her out completely. And then Nicole. But Kat is the most annoying character on the show simply because she's a witch. Kat is a self-absorbed snob witch who only thinks about herself. Got an itchy arm there. That only thinks about herself, you know. And so I'm not going to do these rankings every week, but you know how it goes. Characters go through periods where they're more annoying than they were before. One of the, there have been characters in the past that have been annoying, but you don't hate them, you know. And Kat, I don't know if I'll ever like Kat. I don't know if I'll ever like Kat. I think probably there's a lot of likable characters on the show. I really like Danny. June might be one of my favorite. June's probably top 5 of my favorites because, you know, she came from nothing. She's really rebounded and she's just a sweet person, you know. So I like June a lot too. But I think that, you know, obviously Anita and Vernon. But Andre's a nice person too, you know, had that reputation of being a bad boy, but he seems to have matured. So I, you know, that's just here or there about what characters I like and how sometimes they annoy me, but you know, sometimes they don't. Jacob, Naomi and Jacob continue to work on their marital issues. They're working through them. Isaiah and Ava, you know, are getting closer, which is good because I think they're good together, those two. I really do. I think the producers, this is a good decision, Isaiah and Ava. But, you know, Jacob convinced Isaiah he's going to go to the Christmas at their parents' with Elon and their mom. They mentioned her mom's name the other day, and I cannot remember it. We did find out, it was revealed this week, that their mom is a 911 operator. So they're going to be spending time together in the holidays. Isaiah did go to the police station to talk to Elon. So that was good, and hopefully maybe the mother, they'll show their mom, and that would be good. But I feel like they've not done the holidays as well as they could here on the show. I think the fact that CBS, preempts them for a lot of the holidays, that's a problem too, if you ask me. But from what I understand, I could be totally wrong about this, but from what I saw, there's only going to be one episode new next week, on the 24th, which I think is a Tuesday. Or is that Wednesday? Oh, Wednesday, the day before Christmas. And then on Tuesday of the next week, December 30th, there'll be one new episode that week. So, and from what I'm seeing, a lot's going to happen in those two episodes. A lot of things are going to be answered. We're going to find out about the Vernon and Sharon thing. I don't know if the 24th episode of the 24th or the 30th. I'm thinking the 30th. So I just think that's the week has been eventful. We're in the winter right now. A lot of times the winter on soap operas isn't exactly the exciting part. The summer a lot of times is exciting because they're trying to keep the audience, because there's so many other things to do. We're through November, November sweeps. So, December and January could be kind of quiet, but then it ramps up. February sweeps, and we know sweeps matter on TV. So some storylines are going to probably build in the next month and a half, 2 months. And then we will, there'll be some stuff we're going to find out. I don't, just because a lot hasn't happened, it's still a really good show. And I think if you haven't watched it, I got to tell you this. Oh, I was so happy the other day. Our local library, I haven't gone there a lot since the pandemic. I used to go to the library quite a bit before the pandemic. I didn't go there. And then there was a lady I used to talk to there. She turned me on to some good TV shows. Her name's Wanda. And I'm in there talking to her the other day. And we're talking about some of the TV shows I used to watch and stuff. And I said to her, have you ever watched the show Beyond the Gates? And she's like, that show is off the hook. And she watches it every day. So now I have somebody that I can talk to that watches it every day. I was so excited about it because watching a soap opera is one thing, but what makes it even better is when you get to watch it and then talk to somebody about it. So when I found out that Wanda from the library watches it also, oh, it made my day. It made me so happy that I'll go over there and I'll get to talk to her about it. And what's funny is one of the first things she said to me is, you think Vernon's cheating on Anita? And I said, I don't think so. I don't think he is. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Soap operas can bring people together. And that's pretty much, it's been that way for decades. So that's going to get me to the point where I want to talk about soap opera great that passed away on Sunday. The spectacular, amazing, unbelievable actor, Tony Geary. Luke Spencer on General Hospital. That's what everybody knows him. He did a lot of other things, but that's what everybody knows him from. He passed away on Sunday at 78 after a medical procedure. And it is a great loss to the world of entertainment. You grew up watching the show. You grew up watching this. And as I've said about Beyond the Gates, and it's starting to already, I get emotional when Anita was diagnosed with cancer today. But the Luke and Laura wedding is one of the greatest moments, if not the greatest moment in daytime TV history. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget watching it. I can remember what the weather was that day. Getting on the bus, rushing home. Gosh, am I going to get home in time? They got married, Luke and Laura. And it was just a great day in TV history. And they had great chemistry, Jeannie Francis and Tony Geary. And hopefully, he's at peace somewhere. Hopefully he did not suffer a lot before he passed away. But also we're going to mention, this is a soap opera recap show, but, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention about Rob Reiner, Rob Reiner and his wife were brutally murdered in their home, allegedly by their son, who had problems. And, they died on Sunday early. Most people think it was the early hours of Sunday morning, after they returned with their son from a party at Conan O'Brien's house. A tragic ending to the life of one of the greatest directors, of the last 40 years. And a great actor. He played the pivotal role of Meathead on All in the Family, Mike Stivic. Who's ever going to forget that character? Standing up to Archie. But it's a very sad ending for an amazing Hollywood person and his wife. Let's not forget his wife. She was murdered too, So it was a tough week for Hollywood, with some great actors, great people losing their lives. But we'll never forget any of them. And, we're never going to forget Luke Spencer. We're never going to forget Luke. What a character, man. He saved the world. He saved the world. He froze Mikos Cassadine. He stopped that weather machine. And I'll never forget it. Those were the golden age of soap operas, the 1980s. And Anthony Geary was a huge part of it. And he will never be forgotten. And, you can always go on YouTube, and you could, if you don't know who he is, you could go on there and search Luke and Laura, and you could find a bunch of stuff. And, Luke saves Port Charles from Mikos Cassadine. Great moments in soap opera history. But we're in the present now with Beyond the Gates, and there's going to be great moments ahead for Beyond the Gates too. There is going to be. This is a great show. It's set up to be a great show and to run for decades. And I can't wait to see what's ahead, especially in the new year, especially if we only have 2 episodes left in this year. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen in the coming year on Beyond the Gates. With new characters, with the characters we already have, what's going to happen with Leslie? Is she going to finally get caught? Is Haley going to get caught? Will Andre and Danny survive? Will Nicole choose Kyle, or will she choose Carlton? Or will she go back to Ted? Will Danny end up back with Bill? I doubt it. But there's a lot that's going to happen in the coming year. So I will be back next week on Friday. We may not have a lot to talk about if there's only 1 episode, but we will talk about it the day after Christmas. So I hope to see you then. And I hope everybody has a great Christmas. And who knows? Maybe I'll see you somewhere around Fairmount Crest.